the way that you think about Jesus now, if people would have talked that way about Jesus in the 1800s or 1700s, you could have been killed, Earl, for your belief system now. That's how much Christianity had changed. There wasn't a personal Jesus. This whole thing of, Jesus is my best friend and I can talk to him. You would never do that back then.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of...
He was a king. You had to hit your knees. You had to cast down.
I mean, like with the slave, they always used to use that verse, slaves, obey your masters, and then someone finally wised up and said, wait a minute, Jesus wrote, I've come to set the captives free. So there was these two things at work, you know what I mean, where they were like, well, there's one side of the Bible that says slaves obey your masters, but the guy that everyone's considering the master is saying, I'm come to set the captives free.
Well, that's what the whole thing is. There's always those kind of problems with any belief system where you go, it's not 100%. We would like to have something simple to believe in, but it's all very complex, don't you think?
Yeah, there's always...
And particularly the Bible's not really a well-written document.
Yeah,
since there's so many different writers.
Yeah, and as far as... And even the timelines are all out of whack, you know what I mean? Like, basically, first part of the New Testament is the same story told by three different people.
But why does that ever bother you? You're like, no, that's a good thing. You feel like that book was written with the hand of God?
No, I think it was written by men as, you know...
But through God.
Through God, yeah.
So whatever they wrote was exactly what God wanted them to write. Wasn't any kind of interpretation.
Yeah, they were interpreting what they were being told by God, and they wrote it down. You know, that's why you have...
And the editor, same thing? The editor, as he was taking, pieces in and out of it?
No, I mean...
That was God's hand again?
I mean, no, there's various... No, that was done by...
That was done by man.
That was done by man, the editing.
So only one part of it God got involved in. It was so important for him, he had to have the correct words. The editing, not so important. I'll let man handle that. You'd think that he would have gotten involved.
Well, the fact that those other books have not been incorporated, I think that's, to some degree, God getting involved in that, where some of this word has stood true through the test of time, where the book of... I can't even name the other missing books, the books that were taken out. Some of those had not held up very well. Some of them were not true. Some of them were, they misinterpreted.
Even though they were in the Bible for a while.
That I'm not sure of. I'm not sure how the editing process went down as far as, hey, we're going to take this book out because this sounds just even too off the rails even for us, or this and that. I don't know.
To get back to the sex thing, Earl, I'd really like to see you get some.
But me too, quite honestly. But I'm not very optimistic.
Why don't you join one of those computer dating services? A friend of mine, his chick just did this. Met a terrific guy. Terrific guy. And she just had someone break up with her recently that she was living with forever. And she was very depressed. Put it in. First day, she meets a guy. She's like, you're not going to believe this. I'm fucking crazy for him. I don't know whether I'm going to stay this way, but I feel like a kid. And that could be you, Earl.
I mean, initially I was just like, no way. But I've known a couple of people, like a really good friend of mine. She was like almost a serial dater.
Well, what about you? What are you going to do? You're not meeting people in your regular life.
No, I'm not. And I'm thinking about it.
Let me ask Letitia, what's wrong with Earl? Why can't he meet women?
Well, number one, if maybe he didn't have so much tension,
he's too tense.
It once in a while.
Jack off?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That could help with being relaxed around girls.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you meet Earl, he comes off as tense to you?
Definitely.
So I never saw that as coming off as tension.
You freaked on her the first day she met you, remember? When she came in and told us in the air. What do you think he should do, Lil?
Go out more. People always invite Earl out, and he's like, I don't know. There's so much to do here. He's got nothing to do.
He's got nothing to do. First of all, none of his shit gets done. I don't even get emails from him anymore.
No.
He doesn't check up on any of my stuff for me anymore.
He hasn't spoken to me in a week.
At all?
My boss hasn't spoken to me in a week, no.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true.
Why would everyone lie about you, Earl, all the time?
No, she's interpreting me not speaking. She's asked me a question. I've answered it.
You know what she's saying. You haven't interacted like a human being.
I've interacted. I mean, if she's like, hey, X, Y, and Z, and I'll say yes,
You
this, and
brought her in
this.
here because she was a friend of yours.
Oh, I
You guys
understand.
used to do everything.
I understand
Now you're not
that.
even friends.
I sent out an Evite for my birthday party. Earl was the first person to respond with a big fat no. Earl's never in his life responded to anything that quickly. He never responds
Because
to
I
anything.
always catch shit for not responding
Why
to.
did you decide you can't go to this? By the way, her party's just tubing out. I saw the Evite thing. Terrible people are saying yes. The cool people are saying no. I found out there's not going to be an open bar. There's not going to be free food, and they won't get a fire exit for that. But you've got to feel terrible about this party of the way it's going.
I feel okay. I feel like the people who are very important will come.
But it
That's
looks
what I
like you
care
got 5
about.
people who've said yes.
Well, I just
and
sent it
some
out
of
2
them
days ago.
tend to be. I notice. You're getting Dawn and Patrick, and they'll show up to any karaoke.
Yeah.
And that's just sad. I know that's not for you. That's for karaoke.
That's kind of
Why-
cheating.
Why did you say no?
I just said no. I didn't because I don't. I mean, Iggy's is a cool place, but I'm not a big karaoke guy, and I'm not.
You
a
go
big,
there for every other karaoke night,
I've only gone. Well, actually, I've only gone there once. That was the only one time I went there.
and you had a ball. Why, so your thing is because karaoke. That's why you're not going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into the karaoke. The one thing that bothered me about that night was I was asked to do karaoke, and I said no thanks, and a lot of people said no, and then all of a sudden someone just volunteered me for that karaoke, which I hate. I'm like, it's like ask me, don't force it on
Who's
me.
somebody? Tell me.
Honestly, I don't know who did, but someone signed me up for it.
I felt like I needed to get him involved. So that's why I did it. It's no big deal.
You did it.
Yeah, I felt...
Why wouldn't you be able to guess that it was Dave? Somebody who's trying to embarrass you.
No, because there were other people there that I assumed would do it because a couple
Opie?
actually, I think Danny and E-Rock, he was like, "Oh, are you going to sing?" And I'm
Someone
like,
did it to O&A where they made them sing Hall & Oates.
Yeah, but you saw the look on Opie's face, right? He was
But he
like,
did it. He had fun with
I understand it, but
No one cares.
We're just trying to get you out of your shell, Earl. Have a good time. Relax, be open.
But
Do
what if
something with your life.
what if I'm having a good time that doesn't
Sitting
involve
alone.
that?
Sitting alone here at the studio.
You don't drink. You don't talk to anybody.
And I was talking to plenty of people at that party.
But you're not dating, right?
No, I'm not dating.
Then why aren't you taking this as, I need to make some changes? I need to go on some kind of chemical.
This was sad. Saturday evening, I had my parents out in Manhattan while they were visiting.
Money making Manhattan?
Exactly. And I wanted to show them the new studio. Came up on a Saturday evening, and I'm actually saying I can't find the lights anywhere. Hold on, don't anyone fall. Earl was here by himself.
Why wouldn't you assume that? I call all the time. Anytime I call Earl on the weekend, he's sitting here. First of all, Saturday night he's got his shows on. He's watching them on all these different monitors.
I couldn't even tell you how to put I told you why I was here, because we had to load Unmasked. I had to load that show for the next day because I was out that evening. I went to a panel discussion. I went out and I came back here. I loaded the show and I left. We left together.
You went to the panel discussion because I gave the tickets back to you and I couldn't go. So don't act like you have some kind of exciting life going on. I go, I didn't imply tickets.
I didn't imply that at all.
Yes, you did. You act like I was out earlier. I was at a panel discussion. I made you take them at 4:00.
But I had no.
Such a liar.
I know.
Well, that's why we can't help him. He lies.
I didn't imply it at all.
You know what? Let's just stop the whole segment, Earl. Everybody else was being totally open about themselves. You can't be.
I'm being open. I'll admit I spend a lot of time here, and I don't get out too often.
You don't
as
date
I used
women.
to. I don't date,
and you don't have a best friend anymore. You don't have any guy friends. You had Ben, and he left.
Well, he left me. Well, we're still cool. We're still.
I'm not saying you had a fight with him, but I'm saying he used to drag you everywhere. Now he doesn't.
No, not that. That's true. That's absolutely true.
So you're not getting out. You're not hanging with guys. You're not dating a woman. You're a lonely guy.
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself a loner and
a lone shark.
Not a lone shark.
Play me the song "Lonely Guy" from the movie "Lonely Guy" because that's Earl.
Okay.
But do
you consider yourself a lonely guy?
Lonely. I'll have moments of loneliness, yes. But I don't consider myself lonely.
You're living a lonely lifestyle. Let me ask you this: how come you never call Fez and say, "Hey, what are you doing tonight, man"? You're a lonely guy.
Like with Fez, I just, and it's a bad assumption. I'm like, Fez has his thing where he likes to watch TV. He likes his alone time.
Why can't? So he's a lonely guy, and you're not, in your opinion.
No,
why can't you guys go out cruising for chicks together, or cock? Because you're not going to be judged by me. You're not going to be judged by me. It's not it. I can't take this team, Fezzy.
No.
I can't take this team.
I understand.
I don't know what to do with them. Earl, that's your team, right, Joe Torre?
Yes.
What would you do right now?
Using a baseball metaphor, bench a couple players.
Well, we don't have a bench. We don't have a deep bench. We'll have to replace. All right, we got to take a break here. Fezzy Hassan is here, and he's got a beef with us.
Oh, yeah?
He's got a beef with us, and he wants to straighten it out on the air. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez. XM 202.